And we're back, and we're on GM Worldwide Radio. Check us out on our IG and Twitter. Please hit us up, listen out. You can check out archives later. We want you to check out our radio now. Come on, tell your grandmother, fire up her DHL and everything. She still got that, you got mail.
Don't forget, J Skyline 99 on IG. And James _lame on IG. If you want to hit the Twitter, go ahead, GM WW Radio on Twitter and IG. Remember, this is Unfiltered here on GM Worldwide Radio, and we back here with just like our news segments. Before we get into our last 10 minutes of the wildness, things going on in Pittsburgh right now. Wi-Fi just got installed in all the downtown stations and Station Square at the T. Some more reasons to try to kick a nigga out for loitering. That's all I see. That's literally all I see is going to be the issue. Are you getting on the T, sir? No. Wait for the next one. You gotta keep moving, sir. You've been charged. I'm already ready.
You've been charging your phone there for quite a while.
Also, we have a new flight from Pittsburgh to Paris that is going to be less than the emissions of a Steeler ticket. It looks like it's being shipped out by Wow Air. I don't know anything about Wow Air, but
I don't know if you trust it.
You got to fly first.
Yeah. I ain't gonna be pulled off that. I ain't getting pulled off.
Hey, I'm just saying it's a $69 one-way ticket to Paris.
Oh, one way. But no,
it's not just Paris. You can go to Berlin, Brussels, Copenhagen, Dublin, London, and Paris, which is basically the major cities of Eastern Europe. Or not Eastern, Western Europe, sorry. The major cities of Western Europe, which is the part of Europe you want to be in. You don't really want to be in Eastern Europe. But yeah, like I said, it's there's apparently a fair war going on between WOW and Norwegian Air, or between one-way tickets, because Norwegian Air is right now pumping out $89 one-way fares to Europe, but they do not fly out of Pittsburgh right now. So we have a special. We're part of a price war, but it never affected the Pittsburgh market. We just happen to just get in on it.
That's cool.
Now they charge you more for the baggage, like spirit.
Oh,
I assume so.
$70 and it's $200 for your bag.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it would cost more.
Yeah,
I'm scrolling down because it's like something like $218 for the round way, and that's with nothing else added. Yeah. So you basically got to be walking out there with your.
Buy in Europe and ship it over.
Yeah, ship it over. You got to ship it home. Ship it back.
It'd probably be on the flight with you.
I'll just fly to Amazon. Amazon just gets its own time. Hey, take your stuff over there, might as well fly with us.
Yeah, you got the cargo under the bottom. You got people at the top. Prime Airlines.
We're going to your house anyway. That's the bottom.
We was going to your house.
We were gonna that's what I bought.
Hey, that's a good one.
Also, much respect to all the people fighting down to help the people out in Houston right now. We ourselves have 45 of the PA task force of rescue team is the people that help us out, like what happened out in Connellsville last year when the floods and all that. These are the same people. They flew down to Fort Worth, Texas, and head down to Houston to help out with all that. Because honestly, God, some of the pictures I've seen, it looked like Katrina.
Yeah. Well, they said it's worse.
Oh wow.
I guess the way it's set up, I don't know. They showed the airport, and the planes on the water, that's crazy.
From what I understand from Houston is technically not really close to the coast, but they made a man-made river from the Gulf of Mexico to Houston, which I'm assuming is not really made for added water. That wasn't already supposed to be there. But but whatever happened is another one of those man-made things. Like whatever happened to Houston was partially man-made fault, just like New Orleans levees. Yeah. So I do understand. Yeah. I mean, Pittsburgh's in the same light. Whatever happens in Pittsburgh is usually our fault. You built your house on the side of a cliff. If it slid off and went down the hill, it's on you.
Everything about a sinkhole. I hate sinkhole stories. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Anything with a sinkhole.
Yeah, sinkholes is different. That's a whole. That was God was like, I'm done with you. Yeah, like Sims. Whenever you purposely kill your Sims, that's what a sinkhole is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like all the other natural disasters. I've noticed recently, outside of what happened in New York with the tropical cyclone or whatever they had in New York a few years ago. Most of the things that happen to be the worst parts of our natural disasters are usually things that we help cause ourselves. Like, you remember the earthquake in San Francisco? Well, that picture of the double-decker freeway collapsing on itself wouldn't look that bad if there wasn't a double-decker freeway there. like that looked really bad because you knew there were cars crushed. But it's like there's a double-decker freeway there, and there was an earthquake. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, so yeah, there's a certain things that's like, it's probably our fault. The flood at Three Rivers Stadium back in the 90s, whenever they flooded the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
You built your stadium like 300 feet away from a river. I'm sorry. So yeah, it's like I said, but I really
used to be all swamps. Like that's what it used to be. So like this is all wetlands. I mean, like you should expect this. Like don't.
Same thing with like Florida and New Orleans. Yeah. But again, like I said, I hope everybody's getting rescued, getting safe. Hopefully, FEMA ain't fucking with your check like they did back in Katrina. And please understand, stay away. Try to wait it out a little longer. I understand a lot of people want to get back to their houses and get what they can, but there's a reason that they tell you to hold on and wait. There's still danger. The water hasn't receded yet. Basically, if you can't see your lawn, don't go back to your crib. Don't try to wade water to go back to your crib. You yourself are more important than the possessions that you own. A lot of things can be replaced. Lives cannot be. We're not at the point where we could clone niggas or freeze you or get your Futurama on and put your head into a bowl. But like I said, what's going on in Houston right now? Like I said, it's hard. I'm just not a serious person in life. But like I said, I'd say it's a big deal what's going on down there. I feel like people gave y'all a backseat this weekend because of the fight, where y'all should have been the most important topic, making sure everybody down there is safe. And I hope everybody. The good thing is I don't hear a lot of loss of life. I don't hear like a lot of numbers about people dying. Yeah. But like with Katrina, it was like
the rescue time is a lot different too.
Yes.
You're talking like you're dealing with a storm.
Oh, like, is it true that Trump just set a good luck tweet out for these people?
I don't know what it is. I will find out.
Okay. Because I heard there was a rumor going around that Trump just tweeted a tweet saying good luck.
Fly over at least or fly down.
See. No, that was under Bush. Bush flew over and never landed. Okay. And nigga flew over and went home. Yeah. Back to the local news. There are being meetings out in the Mon Valley area to talk about the emissions of sulfur to the air from the coke plant in Clarendon. Good luck. I don't have much to say about that story. Anytime I drive through Clarendon, I understand I just gave myself a little bit more of a chance of getting cancer.
It smells, but it's whatever.
And Glassport too.
Nothing you can do. Like, it's a lot better than it was before.
I grew up in McKees Rocks, man. Like I lived around Neville Island. I don't feel bad for y'all. Neville Island is just an island of just gas and death. So like, it's Pittsburgh, man. Like I mean, I'm not trying to say we're still in that life where we're coal miners, but we're not. Like it's a new city, but there's still parts of the city that are old school. Oh, RIP to the miner down in West Virginia. There was a coal miner that died this weekend in West Virginia from a mine accident. That will be the 6th miner that died this year in the West Virginia coal mining system. Gotta be rough to still live somewhere where coal mining is the way to make money, man. Because I can coal mining to me is like the Pittsburgh version of being like a field boot. Like going to the coal mine was like, to me, would have been the last resort. Like I'd have gave myself 20 concussions to try to make it through the football before I went to the coal mine. Yeah. It's to me, coal mines are scary, bro. I don't want to go underground like that.
No, it's a tough job.
Like a lot of people are afraid of heights. I'm like, dude, I want to be underground. Like that.
Afraid of suffocating, not getting any air.
Mine collapse.
Gas collapsing, flooding. Shit can happen, yeah.
Back over to the music. French Montana in the last week came out and said that he is not about artists who have no features on their albums. I don't really. To me, the thing about the featureless album is you got to have bars. Yeah. If you only got 2 Chainz can't come out here with a featureless album. French Montana himself cannot come out here with a featureless album.
No, that's why he's saying it.
Waka, Gucci, I need features. Saying that, I think it's a little salty. I think you'd be a hater. Like Dave Chappelle said one time, hey. Man, that's exactly what I look with that. Like, it's just you hating, man. Sorry. On the sports talk, Jacksonville Jaguars announced that Blake Bortles will be the starting quarterback of the team next year, or this year. He was the starting quarterback last year. They took him off the starting spot before. Also, if you remember Rap Jury, there was an R&B artist, little white kid with a do-rag from Minnesota who I rock with back and forth. I told y'all last week that I hadn't heard about him in a while, and I thought he just stopped making music. That is not true. Corbin, or as I know him as Spooky Black, a.k.a. Lil Spook, will be dropping his new album, Mourn, soon, and there's apparently a new single that we will be playing soon later on this week after I figure out what it's called. But again, this is, to me, he was a talented dude, man. It was just the fact that he was a white kid with a do-rag and his name had Spook in it. And people took it the wrong way. But I think y'all just took it the wrong way and y'all was being sensitive.
So you think we're going to review that one?
No, because it's R&B. He's not a rapper. I just like listening to him, and I like propping up the fact that, like, he's like one of those underground dudes, like tech.
R&B. They don't let you keep sliding on R&B, man.
Again,
if you want to really
somebody
listen,
else in do it, but we gonna have R&B on there, man. There's some great R&B CDs and artists. Again,
I talk about it. Again, R&B is still is talked about.
Hated about fans and stuff, so I'm just throwing shit out there.
Let's say we are about this. We are about the R&B life. Like I said, I respect R&B out here. It's just that it's not something I've been. It's hard to review R&B albums too, because it's a different because the R&B artists aren't writing their own stuff.
It depends on how. Tank makes a great R&B. That I'm telling you, that new Tank for 1 and 2. That's dope.
I was also
R&B, man. Don't worry about it. We'll get R&B handled.
Again, Waka Flocka came out today and said that he thinks that artists that are still in the gang life after they become famous are weird and need to get out of that life. Waka Flocka being one of the biggest gang artists when he first came out, gang shooting, all that stuff, Brick Squad. I also think the events of what happened when Brick Squad ended kind of changed his outlook on life. But he was another one of those big ones that came out and said a bunch of wild stuff in the last few days.
I mean, Waka could say that. I think he changed his life around a bit. You know,
he's still dropping his album Flockavelli 2, which I was hoping he'd just leave the Flockavelli thing away eventually. But no, like I said,
I mean, I don't see you going out and doing drive-bys and to fight like gangbanging, but I mean it's like Snoop, he hasn't given it up. To that extent, like Snoop is still out the game for how many years? Yeah. But it's still Crip this, do that, like
he'll represent
these Cuban bloods, but it's like that's still that's your root core.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your fan base, and they're still in it. So you can't get out and be like, I got to live in a mansion. So I don't know about that. I think if you're the head of any following, that's pretty much it. It's like Martin Luther being cool. They look at him so nice. They're like, you know what? I'm cool. I got mine. Like, you still got to stay. It's like even if your situation changes, if you're that leader, like, Tupac didn't have to stay in this, involved in what's going on.
Speaking of Tupac, you have some updated news.
Oh, so what? Oh,
no, but apparently Ice-T has.
Ice-T has. He knew who shot him and Biggie, obviously, because he knows this. I mean, now he's like a police officer, for 20 years at this point.
Yeah, he's been on the force for 20 years on the mean streets of New York with the Law and Order SVU. He's been patrolling the street, fighting the most criminal, heinous crimes and the sexual and mischief, whatever that whole run off at the beginning of the show is.
I'm like, you just get like the creators like recap.
Because like I'm as annoyed as you are about this whole Ice-T thinks he's a cop, but you also got this heavy metal rock band and your wife with these big ass fake titties.
Not saying again that he has to be stuck right in that, but you do. It's just funny. It's like saying Ice Cube doing something like that. It's like, he's still that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Also, for all the Steeler fans who like to just be happy about anything that bad happens to the Patriots, Julian Edelman has a completely torn ACL and will be out for the entire season this year. That would be the Patriots. Last year, there was Patriots' number 1 wide receiver. He would have been the number 2 this year because they just picked up Cook. But he is the best wide receiver in the. Bill Belichick said it the best. He does what they ask him to do.
Yeah.
Even though I think Cook is more talented, I don't know if he listens the way Julian Edelman listens. So it's easier to give him instructions to go on the field and tell him exactly what to do. So Julian Edelman is a big loss. Some people even say he's a bigger loss than Rob Gronkowski just because Rob Gronkowski's always hurt.
I was going to say, kind of, sort of, because those little across-the-middle plays or behind the main receiver and he gets 26, those upset you more than knowing this guy's great. I'm just watching him. It's that little guy that you're like, I know he's great, but him over there, I know he's getting the ball.
He's going to,
it's like, that's annoying great. Like, he's going to get him.
So yes, like
I thought they had another dude on the team.
That's the problem with the Patriots. I never know.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Amendola?
Amendola's
He's still on the team. But no, like I said, Cook is the big wide receiver. Cook is supposed to be Randy Moss. Yeah. He's supposed to be the next Randy Moss. He's supposed to be that guy. Julian Edelman was not like again. Julian Edelman is again. We know Cook is about to go downfield. We know Rob Gronkowski is about to go downfield. He's right. Malachi is completely right about the Julian Edelman does the little stuff.
That's that third down, motherfucker, to get you the first on 3rd and 20 or 3rd and 16. Like, that's what I'm saying. That hurts more.
And honestly, Pittsburgh had the complete opposite for a lot of years. We had the big dude that could do that with Heath. People didn't understand how to handle Heath because, one, he wasn't one of the bigger names. But every time I looked up watching the Steeler game, it's Heath Miller, just picked up the 3rd and 8.
He was our version of that.
But he was just a big dude. So, but no, like I said, I just know the Steeler fans like to laugh at the misery of Patriots fans. I personally say get a quick recovery, Julian Edelman, and we'll probably see you next year because you're probably not going to be back on the field.
Nope, you're not coming back. And don't expect any.
Shout out to James. He gave me the schedule for this season. We are not shouting out whoever was advertising at the top of that schedule.
We just rip that off. Okay, I don't know.
Unless you pay me, I ain't not hurt for that.
Send your hate mail to GMW.
Yo, send all of it.
Attention, Jay Stylines a prick.
We are almost there. Next week, this coming week, we have September 2nd, Akron for Penn State. That's their first game up in Happy Valley. West Virginia gets to go to Maryland, Landover, Maryland, to play Virginia Tech. Kind of shocking that neither of these teams are playing in Virginia State. But it's Landover, Maryland is the Washington R-Word Stadium. I'm not out here to say that name no more. I'm on that ban list. But you don't know about the R-Words? The Washington R-Words? The Washington football team?
Oh, yeah.
R-Words. I was
like,
that's basically the way they need to say it because it's the N-words. It's the Washington N-words, basically. But no, like I said, they're playing over in the Redskins FedEx Stadium. I just said it, fuck. And Pitt gets Youngstown State with our boy Robert Lee doing the play-by-play. Robert Lee, remember I told you the sports commentator that was getting – yeah, well, they moved him to our game. And then, Steelers in 2 weeks get Cleveland as the toilet bowl up in Cleveland.
The toilet bowl. Come on.
And then we end the season with Cleveland too. I'm looking at the schedule.
You started and ended, so
it's a big old Cleveland steamer sandwich.
Yo.
Well, I think it's a good jump in the beginning. Hopefully it's that game.
Yeah.
At the end, so I mean.
This is all I say about the Cleveland. I'm fine. We whooped their ass, 2-0, for the series. Like I want them to win though too. I'm just tired of seeing them get their asses whooped that bad.
I'm not even a Steelers fan. I thought that was a bad thing.
I don't want the Ravens to win anymore, or like.
Okay, now you put them out.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like anyone in our division. I'd rather be the Browns. I don't want Cincinnati to be. I don't like Cincinnati enough. I don't like.
Let Cincinnati do it.
Really?
Before I let the Browns.
What? I don't know.
It's like the core team. It's like.
It's just I feel so bad for the Browns at this point. This is getting out of hand at this point. They got to at least get a win, like at least.
You set a record for losing, so go on and accomplish that record. Not a lot of people be able to do that. So.
I think they're the longest streak at this point.
Also, the primetime Steelers again. Well, there's a bunch of primetime Steelers games, but the big one we play on Christmas again this year down in Houston. It's going to be the Watt Christmas Bowl. JJ against TJ. That's a big game, man. I think it's they're not going to physically play because they both play on defense. But to me, that's going to be a cool game to see both of them brothers be on the field.
Hasn't JJ Watt played offense?
Yes, he has. He has a couple offensive stuff. Because I feel like that's styling on your brother. I don't feel like they're going to that caused beef to me. If you ain't supposed to be on offense, but you come out and you line up on me.
My game?
Yeah. Because JJ Watt only has 3 offensive touchdowns. He plays offense once or twice a year.
So why would it be against this? But you should be like, hey, watch this. Like
I'm gonna come out here, shake you up, and get this stuff. No, man.
You definitely gotta give him that one-on-one brother thing.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, it's an automobile. Everybody goes over here, it's one-on-one. It's just
just tell us that I'm just go.
This is between them. Just let them two play.
Everybody like stands back.
Yeah, one play, all or nothing. I will watch that.
So, I mean, like, who else? Like, you.
We also have a Sunday night game, which will be the unveiling of the Great Hall, or not the Great Hall, the Hall of Honor. That will be November Sunday, November 26th.
It'll be cool for the game.
The cold as shit.
No, cool. Like with all this going on, I think.
What are you talking about?
The flood now.
Oh, would they be away at all this if this like persists?
Or we probably end up playing in another city.
That's Christmas.
It's a flood. It don't. This ain't like 2 feet in Alaquippa like we've had here in Pittsburgh, but this is like the whole city is underwater.
They haven't said anything about moving these games yet.
Of course you're not. It's bad PR to say that early, but I mean realistically,
they gotta do something soon.
Yeah.
all that shit.
The thing about the state of Texas, unlike Louisiana, is the state of Texas, like a lot of their high school stadiums are better.
Still probably play somewhere else. I just don't see it. Like when you read that, I didn't see it playing.
Are they using the stadium as like a shelter, right?
They usually do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a dome stadium. It's only really the only way that works.
So
I got to see it. We're gonna have to check out Houston's schedule to see what their first home game is. So that's actually interesting because I think they're gonna move. There's supposed to be an LSU game against somebody in the Houston area. There's like 3 Division I colleges in Houston. So yeah, I know the LSU game was supposed to be played there is getting moved because they're supposed to play a game in Houston Stadium against somebody like one of those neutral site games. That's supposed to be the first game in the stadium for the season. It's a college game. So you're right. I think that'll get moved. I think it's against Arkansas. So I think that might get moved. Thanks for bringing that part up. I actually didn't think about that at all. Because I just remember the picture of the freeway because it's like a beginning and a before and after picture with the freeway, and then the water's almost up to where the fucking advertisement board is at.
It's a couple months away, but I mean, still.
I'm not even worried about the Steeler game. I'm worried about these week 1 games now. That's why I started looking around like, yo, where's Houston at week 1? Like,
there's gonna be a lot of moving around there.
they'll have to be away. Yeah.
We also have a Halloween Eve game in Detroit. So we get in a primetime slate this year, people. We definitely got a couple prime times out here on the Sunday night calendar. We got a Monday night game at Cincinnati on December 4th. Like I said, I have a whole list of all the prime.
Okay, we played on the whole day.
I didn't know that. I just didn't know it was his birthday.
It's a rap song. You remember December 4th is my birthday? Sorry.
And also, we also get Tennessee at home on Thursday night, November 16th, which is like the low budget prime time game. It's still prime time.
That's a very important game to me because I still feel that stomping on the towel. That's even though it's 10 years ago, you never let this shit go. Yeah. We've been playing them for about like 15 years straight after that shit. Like we beat them like pretty much every time after that. Like
we got them this season. We got 2 Ohio, 2 Cleveland. Let's get it, hopefully.
Again, I mean, like this is an interesting schedule. Our out of conference schedule this year goes to the NFC North. That means Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota are the teams we play from the NFC this year. The AFC is the AFC. It doesn't really change that much. But yeah, like that's really always interesting to me to see who the teams are that we play. That we only play once every 4 years. For those games, we get Minnesota, and we get Minnesota at home, and we also are going to get a healthy dose of Green Bay at home. I
like to be. You know what? We probably would have a harder time there. Either way,
I like
Green Bay and
us is like the biggest outdoor team. Like, that's the weather teams.
Yeah, that's the weather team. That's what I want to go to.
I'm starting to put Seattle up there now. Seattle,
because they're home, aren't they?
No, it's like it's rain because they rain in that stadium all the time.
Okay.
It's not close.
And you know what's weird to me is like New England plays outdoors, but like you never really see it anymore. Like since the the kick. Whenever they brought the snowplow,
was that Rams?
That was Raiders. The one with the Raiders with the tuck rule, and then they brought the snowblower out to clear the path for the kicker. That looked like some cheese shit. Oh no, wait, no, he didn't just do that. He also cleared the he cleared the offensive line. Yeah. He cleared the snow for the offensive line.
Oh, he didn't do it for the
No, that was a whole. There's a whole story.
Like the top 10 New England shade. It was like just the shade New England play.
And I also shout out Chicago because they're still playing on the lake. Like we talk about, we talk about how it's cold in Hinesfield because the river. They are on the border of Lake Michigan.
Yeah, that's cold.
It was like this is colder than us, but just like that, you're known for the outdoor winter type.
Like I said, well, the outdoor winter, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Green Bay are those teams.
But Green Bay's only in November. That's late November, though.
It's still here in October.
I mean, it might snow, but I mean, I like a nice,
You want a nice snow? If you want a nice snow game, go out to December 31st, the Cleveland game at 1:00. That's gonna be cool.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. But it's not gonna be a good game though.
Or December 10th, the Baltimore game is at 8:30, and I bet that shit gonna be cold as shit.
That'd be cool as shit. Well, that's 8:30. Oh, that's prime time. Oh, that's gonna be cool. Nope, that's dark. It's already It's cold. It's already 10, 20 degrees colder.
Let's hop back over to our college slate, to our 3 local college, Division I college teams. I still consider WVU local to us because that's what we are. Big games this year. Don't forget, Pitt, Penn State, week 2, September 10th. A day before the first Steeler game, we get Pitt, Penn State in Happy Valley this year.
Oh,
so it's time to get that revenge for
there?
the Penn State guys. Yeah, it's out there. Remember, we were missing a lot of players on the Pitt roster, so I don't think it's going to be pretty. I actually don't think it's going to be close. But it's a rivalry, and it's a rivalry I want to see.
Last year was just too much. They were doing Penn State was having all their posters and all their shit.
Oh, they already got that up. If you look at the tees and the stuff, they have complete wraps on the buses and stuff that are just promoting Penn State. They did it last year. Penn State they do everything they can to get their presence around the stadium outside of putting stuff on the stadium. It's egregious what Penn State does to disrespect Pitt around Heinz Field.
I swear, Allegheny. I thought they did something with the steps.
In the North Shore station closest to Pirates, to the PNC Park, the entire steps to go up the steps that would go towards PNC Park had Penn State's logo all over it. Yeah, it was a big mural that if you step back, it looked like a painting. But if you walk closer to the steps, you could tell the steps. Yeah.
But it's going to the game.
But it was big as fuck, and it's the second closest station to Heinz Field. If you go into Heinz Field from the
they're not doing anything. They did a terrible job.
They don't do much for that. On the West Virginia side, they will be playing rivalry Virginia Tech it's they have a trophy for this game. It's one a lot of colleges do. I wish Pitt had a trophy game, but it might be corny to do now. I think it's corny when you start doing it now. Them trophies got to be from the 50s.
We can start.
We did that.
Or some Brandy, something.
We tried that with Cincinnati. I told y'all about the River Trophy.
You keep putting Ohio
stuff. It was Pitt versus Cincinnati. It was a rivalry game. That's what they tried to do.
Ohio is so deep, y'all remember.
Also, Pitt and West Virginia both play Oklahoma State this year, so we'll get to see both of them play that team. That's a team that's supposed to go to one of the championship contenders. Outside of that, Pitt's schedule gets pretty mundane after the first couple weeks. We have our usual Syracuse game. It's really the only rival we have left from the Big East that we play every year. And that's about it. On Penn State's side, we also get they go to Ohio State this year, October 28th.
The Ohio State University.
Yeah, that's only if you went there.
If you just went to.
They have no rallies. Fuck with that. Sorry.
I've never had it, so I guess.
Okay.
Also, this is something I actually think is something nobody talks about. Penn State in back-to-back weeks will be playing the Panthers twice. They play the Pitt Panthers on September 9th, and then they play the Georgia State Panthers on September 16th. That's actually just a fun fact to me because I don't think shit like that happens a lot. A few years ago, it happened with Auburn and LSU. Auburn and LSU both go by Tigers. So, like I said, I think it's because there's just too many colleges. There's too many colleges to have names that everybody will have different names for their shit.
You got to think of maybe make ridiculous names at this point.
Well, that's what happened to Western Kentucky and the Whoppers.
Like a Centaur or I don't know.
It's a Centaur. Shit.
I don't know. Something different. Fuck.
Well, Tulsa has
Tigers. That's.
I have
to find the article. It's a few years old, but it was an article that put on the mascots.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils is the dumbest mascot name we've ever heard. But no, there's a list of the mascots by weight. If you go by what the name of the team is and what the weight of it would be, and the heaviest mascot because they multiplied the weight of a hurricane and then by gold would be Tulsa's Golden Hurricanes.
Oh,
because they go by because they were like, what would these like what would the weight of a hurricane be, and then have it be gold.
That would be.
Which the idea is that it's the Dust Bowl, so Golden Hurricanes are like dust storms.
Okay.
But there's a lot of wild names out here. Tulane will go by the Green Waves. I would never sign to Tulane.
I like wild names for college. I think that would be, jerseys and all that.
I love the jerseys. I love wild jerseys. That's one of the reasons Oregon's one of my favorite teams. And Maryland got some cool jerseys too. Like, think about it. The Maryland Terrapins. I don't know what the fuck a terrapin is. What is a Buckeye?
Okay. No, you see it.
I thought.
Falls off the tree.
Yeah, there's those.
What is it? What is it?
No, it's not. I mean, don't do everything, but.
What is an Illini? Or what is an Illini Buck? Because Illinois and Ohio State play for an Illini Buck trophy. And I don't know what the fuck that is. Cincinnati is the Bearcats, the University of Cincinnati. Like, there's some wild names.
That's a real.
I don't know what a Nittany Lion is. I've never figured out what a Nittany Lion is.
That's just like a larger cat. It's just like
with a fucking tie, or not a tie, with a scarf.
Well, they added the scarf. They added the scarf. He's not out there wearing fucking scarves like, oh hey. Yo, fucking. Oh wait, you were supposed to show the picture of those cheese nips.
Oh yeah, we was This is our wild, crazy adventures. We was out at like 1:00 in the morning last night after the Spider-Man movie, and we went to Walgreens. I don't have the picture because my phone just died. Oh no, my phone will die in like 30 seconds. James, explain to him what I'm doing.
But yeah, so we were talking about how food should not be in chip form or cracker form. So we just happened to notice. Well, he noticed a CD that was funny, but
they're selling some woman's CD in Walgreens with the fucking candy. Like, it's in the middle of the candy, and it's purposely there because you can see the prices there for the CD. I don't know who this woman is, but it's her CD, and then there's a bunch of like Doves, chocolates, and candy around it.
Please let me think out, man. It just puts you like.
But then, like, see, the thing is, they had cheese nips, but then she had like eyeshadow that was like orange. So I don't know if like, I don't know, like she maybe like was eating them and used that as. No, I'm just that's.
So
I don't know,
Malachi, so we could get back on your pet peeves because you hate this stuff.
So
the Cheez-Its, we have nacho cheese. We have, what's the other one? Damn, my phone. I'm gonna have to get a new phone. Oh, here it is. Cheese pizza, nachos, and what was the third one? Cheeseburger. It was a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger, pizza, and nachos. Flavored cheeseburger.
But nachos, but it was like a chip with the like cheese is like the.
It's like loaded nachos.
Yeah, it's like a loaded nacho.
Cheeseburgers and shit like that. Like, I don't want to sit back and like, I hate. No, that wasn't a real fucking cheeseburger. It was fucking chips. Like,
it was Cheez-Its.
It was Cheez-Its.
It wasn't a fucking cheeseburger. Like,
I'm just picking with him now, folks.
Like, oh man, stop thinking like I got these new Lay's McDonald's #1. Like, it's not a fucking meal. It's a chip with flavor. Like, dang, it's going too far. Got the college names for me, man. So,
yeah. He's back to college names. And then before we like I said, yeah, that was our night. Like I said, we did not buy any of that stuff.
No.
It was just something I took a picture of because I'm like, Malachi.
I'm about to just start tasting all this. Bring this weird shit in.
I wasn't buying all 3. No, like if I believed that you was gonna eat it, I didn't actually think you would eat this stuff. But if I believe that you eat it, I'll buy it. I have no problem.
The whole bag, but I'm definitely gonna.
We gonna be up here on video with him eating. I was literally about to say that. But I was like, you been here with the menthol Kit Kat. So next week we come in with the cheeseburger Cheez-It and the Pepsi Fire, and we're gonna see what's up.
Yo, I was bringing y'all on the Pepsi Fire yesterday.
I would have sipped it, but it would have wasted your money.
When I looked at it, and I was like, I'm about to start bringing like shit like this. We're gonna start tasting shit.
We can taste shit, but I'm telling you, I'm not finishing that bottle. I will not be finishing that bottle. I will taste whatever.
Yeah, pour in a couple, share it, but
yeah, just buy one. Yeah, buy one 20-ounce bottle and pour a little. Yeah, we can all try it.
Cans are fine. Yeah, 12 ounces, that's fine.
That's all fine, but yeah, no. That's one thing. You walk here with 3 Pepsis, you're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
That's my point. It's like don't come in here and buy and purchase 3 bottles, 20-ounce bottles of Pepsi Fire. Yeah, I'm down to try stuff. I just saw some.
It's gonna be like Taste of Tuesday or something.
I'm fine. I guess I'm down to taste stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to guarantee that I'll fully consume a full portion of whatever that stuff is. Now, if I like it, you're going to watch me eat the entire thing while I'm sitting. Like, you might catch me off guard. You're like, that's all in a kiwi strawberry monster. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm cool with fruity energy, but whatever. Wasn't like that. Y'all hear? Wasn't like
just like free energy. You just got free energy. Oh, I just said
oh shit.
We'll be taste testing things.
I think it's gonna be we're gonna figure out. We might be one of our Tuesday again. Rib Fest this week. You will catch us. You will catch me down there on Thursday. I actually found out I am now off of work, so now you will catch me down there like 1 in the afternoon before we come here or something.
That's what's up.
And you know what kills me? I've noticed when it comes to these street festivals, it's never really the main dish. We were talking about that. You're right. I'm out here looking for the best cornbread, low key, because this is the only time that they have cornbread on like these type of events. There's somebody out here that gonna have some fire cornbread.
I haven't had anything good in a while.
Yeah, I'll probably miss like the last couple of years.
I got a little bit last year, but that's because I happened to be around that area and somebody was willing to break something off. But I'm never able to pay, so I'm not here to go.
I'll be down there. There might be detour shows from down the street.
Oh well.
Hey, you figure it out. I'm down. I'm
Right.
fully down. Like I said, like I said, I never get to go down to the Rib Fest. I just want some good food from somebody that came 300 miles to cook it.
Oh hell yeah! I want to see like 5 smokers. Like this person throwing down, and this is what I need.
I just need to make. Like I said, good ribs. And like I said, the ribs can be okay. I want good sides. What's your cornbread popping for? Are you? I'm cool with ribs. And like I said, cornbread. I want to see if you can make some potato salad. Like I want this. Like I said, the sides are always for me. That's like I'm a sides type of brother. I'm either sides or finger foods. Like I want to be able to have my plate be empty. Like I said, I like chicken, but I don't like eating chicken.
Would you rather have like a sandwich, or would you rather have like ribs?
No, because I've never tasted a good rib sandwich.
Not like a rib sandwich. What I'm saying is like they like shredded up like a pulled pork or something.
Okay.
Or like a brisket, something like
I'm like,
that.
if somebody has I could probably do that. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Like I could deal with a good, especially if the barbecue's fire, good pulled pork from like a decent roll or something. Yeah, I can fuck with that. Oh no, you got me in it now. You got me fully in it. Let me.
And I know up north they got that corn.
Across the street with some Rib Fest ladies and just
Get the corn up north cheap.
All right, tell me. So you don't fuck with the buffalo wing Doritos?
Wait.
Then the life you live and the life I live are different, my friend.
What's the crossover to like meat, like not tacos? Tacos are still playful. Nachos are still like that.
Do you like the chili?
Getting into
You like the chili cheese Fritos?
Pizza and all that, like, no?
Chili cheese Fritos?
No, I don't like Fritos really.
All right, okay. No, that's acquired taste. I understand that.
I'm not too crazy. I'll do a walking taco with it. That's about it. I'll do a walking taco with it. Like mix some Fritos with your taco. Like taco.
I know walking tacos are different. Those are that's festival food.
Yeah.
People underestimate festival food or like fairground food. Some of that's just fire.
I see food being part of these shows now. Joe Miguel, you missed it, you blew it. I don't know where Joe's at. So we'll take over this segment.
But wrapping up the schedule that I got in my hand, the last games of the season for this year will be away for both Penn State and West Virginia, at Maryland for Penn State, at Oklahoma for West Virginia. That's pretty big for West Virginia since they moved into that conference with Texas, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State to get the last game of the season against Oklahoma. And we get Miami, Florida. For the fact that they had to put it on there, I do remember that it was Miami of Ohio. That's Division I.
Miami, yeah.
They're a Division I football school. That's all I can say. They're not a big school. There's like 7 or 8 Division I football schools in Ohio.
7 or 8.
I can rattle most of them. I know most of them. It's pretty sad.
I'm just saying, maybe after.
But yeah, like Toledo, Akron. You really counting?
Yeah.
All right. Ohio State, University of Ohio, Akron, Toledo, Miami of Ohio. I almost think Ball State's in Ohio.
Youngstown, no.
No, well, Youngstown's not Division I.
Wow.
And I was trying to keep it the straight.
Okay, yeah.
Bowling Green.
Bowling
Green's in Ohio. So yeah, like I said, there's a decent amount of Division I teams in Ohio. You know where there is not a Division I team in Ohio? Cleveland. Oh, Cincinnati. Cincinnati's Division I. So yeah, there's a lot of Division I teams in Ohio.
Columbus does?
That would be isn't Ohio State in Columbus?
Oh, is it?
Isn't Ohio State in Columbus? He just asked me if Columbus had one.
Come away around it.
If there's a Checkers and Rallies there, you should know what city.
I know when I seen the Rallies, and I knew he was at Ohio State. Now, all the way up until there, I didn't pay attention. We were still in fucking Ohio. I don't care. All right?
It's Ohio.
I'm going to talk to my boy Sean. We'll get there.
I just hate the teams. I don't hate the place.
I don't.
Fuck y'all teams. Fuck the Browns. Fuck the.
I go with most Pittsburgh shit anytime I go.
Oh, no, fuck them all.
I do it all the time. I'm always. I litter. I do a whole lot.
Yo.
All right, just because this is unfiltered doesn't mean we want niggas getting fines. Let's unhear what Malachi just said because that's illegal still. He's out here purposely doing that. That was fucking.
You coming out?
Fuck. All right, we this even though we're unfiltered, we are not about self-snitching. This is a non-self-snitching show here. God damn, he's out here ready to put civil war on Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, people know how much I hate Ohio.
Do you have?
Shut the heck.
Shout out to Akron.
Yo, come on. Can you do that?
I ain't gonna so much to start beef amongst others. You see what I'm doing? I'm making
He
it.
said, Akron. If Akron wants to come across, if Akron wants to be like a county of Pennsylvania inside Ohio, we rock with y'all.
Akron show love.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Akron Zips. That's the mascot of the university. Yeah, Akron Zips. What the fuck is a zip? I mean, outside of our term of what a zip is.
Yo.
I walked into that, and as soon as it came out my mouth, bro, like, oh shit. Welcome to again, if you are here, this is unfiltered. This is what this show's about, man. That moment right there was what this show was about. Oh shit. He said, I'll tell you what it is. Shit, the Akron Zips and the Western Ohio rosters. We want the whole thing. Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
How about something like another part of Ohio?
Also, remember, we'll get a schedule up, but remember, even though we only talk in Division I, Robert Morris and Duquesne will be starting their Division II season soon too. To me, I think Duquesne low-key has one of the best football stadiums in the city, and we don't talk about it. Is the stadium that hangs over the bluff. Next, if you go up to Duquesne Stadium, you can see all of the south side.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a low-key, not talked about stadium.
Come on,
also, next week I will be bringing a guest in to help me out with the high school football. Last week was week 0, and this week will be week 1. So I will have it's going to be one of the coaches from South Park. I'm going to see if he'll come in and give us a little bit of a rundown on what I don't know of high school football. Like I said, I know Aliquippa, Clarendon, and Sorry Ass Baldwin, and a little bit of Still Valley. That's
Still Valley. Come on. What about Forest Hills?
Nah. What the fuck? I'm never in Forest Hills. Shout out to Forest Hills, but I'm never in Forest Hills.
Shout out to that.
Also, isn't Forest Hills part of Woodland Hills?
That's what I meant. Yeah, Woodland Hills. That's what I'm saying. Woodland Hills.
Just the idea is like he probably was like the most random.
No, Woodland Hills is a good team.
Yeah, but it was so random. I was like
no, I'm saying like.
I'm sorry. It was like he came out of left field with that.
No, but I'm saying like you gotta like those are big teams around.
I know Woodland Hills, Gateway, McKeesport, stuff like that. Gateway just beat Woodland Hills. If we're gonna talk about Woodland Hills, we're gonna talk about the team that just beat Woodland Hills. The fuck? Seton LaSalle, our Seton LaSalle Central Catholic, the schools out here recruiting and getting niggas from the hood.
Oh yeah, they do.
Like I said, Aliquippa, Beaver Falls.
Blackhawks.
I mean, I'm just naming shit now. Yeah, I'm just naming high schools now since he wanted to name Woodland Hills out of randomness.
I'm just saying, like, you're talking top teams around here. I would
shout out to Peabody, Obama, Westinghouse. Like, we can do this all day. Penn Trafford, what's up?
Yeah.
Back over to what we were talking about before. I've lost all train of thought. So, yeah, we're bringing in a high school coach next week. Like I said, shout out to Bradley. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna drop back. We're gonna come back with that last 10 minutes on the radio, give you the wild things we know about going on in the world this week. So yeah, this is Unfiltered. Jay Skyline and James. We'll be right back. Shout out to our YouTube viewers. We'll be back tomorrow with the YouTube side. Here we go. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with the YouTube side. And find out and get us some links to some food that like wild food. Like not like if you got regular Cheez-Its, tell us what your wildest Cheez-It flavor is. your wildest Pop-Tart flavor. So we making him eating some. If we're eating shit, we're gonna find a Pop-Tart flavor that he's gonna cry about.
Any of them Jolly Rancher ones, I do not want to try. Just let y'all know that now. But I'm like, well, end up having to now that I say it.
Green apple Jolly Rancher fruit is one of them I know.